Afternoon YouTube. Now in this video today I want to just have a chat with you guys all about hopefully wrapping up this customer that's basically got the hump that I have basically let her down and I've stopped coming with. Whatever way she's seen it, hopefully this is the end of it. So skip back a couple of videos where I was talking about, I'll give you a little brief summary hopefully. I had to cancel some people. She was one of them. Unfortunately, not only can I not do a property anymore because it's nearly all weeding, and unfortunately it's patios and gravel. It's a hands and knees job, and it's a faff to do anyway. It's a soul destroying task as well, because it's one where they like to feed the birds. That's their prerogative, not a problem. Well, I've tried to get them to put it in one area, but the husband just likes to throw the seed everywhere. I remember one time, it was during last summer when it was really hot, heat wave. I was, weeding the patio. They had the friends in the conservatory having a drink, and then it was all nice and done. And then as I went, he threw a fresh pail of birdseed all over the patio. So, I put up with enough of it, but you stick with people out of loyalty sometimes. But now when it's come to me to look after myself and not be hands and knees bending down because of these hernias, they've had to go. And basically she's took it personal. Now I've been told by another customer who's friends with her and he's friends with me, he's not put himself in the middle, but he's just given me a tip off that basically she is unhappy and she's basically gonna have a go at me. And I believe it, because I've seen her fall out with people. She's fallen out with neighbours, she's fallen out with other people, other trades, and I've seen it myself firsthand, so I can believe it. So in this video I want to wrap up that, tell you what I've done, tell you what I've sorted out, and also go through a couple of the comments that I got. The comments were really good, they were all constructive. There was none of them that's like, you need to do it this way, you need to do it this way, why don't you know? They were all constructive, they were brilliant. The sort of the common most questions was, one of them is quite a few people was saying, why don't you get her to pay by backs? She doesn't trust online banking, she hasn't got online banking, she never will. She only wants to pay cash or check. Either way, I'd have to physically go and get it. Next, sort of, one chap said basically always make sure you get payment after every job, whether it's through invoice, backs, card machine, cash. I think I've discussed this in other videos, but I do. I've got a card machine, it's somewhere around here. I think it's in the door card. I've got a little Zettel machine, and literally 90% of the jobs pay there and then. The rest is online banking. It's within a couple of days. I've got one customer who, she forgets, so it's a week, that's it. And all the time I've been working in this job, I've only had one person who's not paid. That's it. So all these years I've had one person. So as you can gather by now, it's basically, I listened to what everybody had said, and I'd also formed my sort of own opinion. A couple of people had said send somebody else. Well, that's a good way, there's nothing wrong with it, but for her, she clearly wants to get something off her chest. So if I send somebody, she's still going to find a way to have a word with me at some point. I make it sound like she's some sort of granny mafia, but this is just how some people are. They like to get the last word, and I think that's what she wants to do. Or I thought that's what she wanted to do, shall I say, because this is talking in the past tense now. So I can't think what else, other comments. Yeah, they were the most common ones basically. A couple of people had said about ghosting her, and I think what they mean, this is my interpretation, is if I don't pick the money up, she'll see it as I've ghosted her. All the customers that I've cancelled, I basically made a decision to call all of them and tell them. I didn't want to text, I didn't want to tell the husband to tell him or leave a voicemail. Every single one I told by the phone, with my voice speaking directly to them, not to an answer phone message. You know, she was told by myself. At the time she seemed okay, but I did have my reservations, so you know, it's all sort of coming. Now I've decided to go and get the money, and I'll be honest, I've been and got it. It's all sorted, and I'll tell you why, because obviously it does seem like backtracking. And you know, half of the people said get the money, and half of the people said they agree with me. So in a way, it could be that I've gone the other way, and people might be thinking, oh well, I'm heeding one advice and not the other, and therefore one side is right and one side is wrong. In this situation, with people like this, there's no right answer. I went to pick the money up, and I still think the situation's festering. Not with me, but with her. I wanted to get the money, or thought about the money, and I thought, you know, I did have a little deep hard sort of think about it, and there's a few reasons why I've gone and got it. One is it's a slippery slope. If I let go 40 quid, what happens if somebody next week's a bit of an arsehole? Well, I've already let 40 go, I'll let 60 go, and then it snowballs. Oh, you know, this bloke's a real prick, but he owes me 100 quid. Oh well, I'll let that go, you know. Also, I've earned the money. That's what other people said. I've earned the money. I did it cheaper. You know, I did it a reduced price anyway. So I've already done it cheaper than I should have done. I was power washing, so it's a premium service. It's using petrol. It's putting wear and tear on an expensive piece of equipment, which I've had to buy. I've had to invest in that. I didn't do a shit job. She didn't say I did a shit job. It was a good job. So why should I be without the money, basically? So I rung her up to see when I can go, when she's in, basically. Now, she was difficult. I said, well, I'm available now. I'm busy. I'm out of the house at the moment. I was ringing on the house phone, so you know. So that was one problem, or one sort of hurdle. I said, well, can I come in the evening? No, we're busy. I said, well, can I come any evening? You know, no, we're busy in the evenings. She did give me a time for the next day. This was like Tuesday morning, come at a specific time. Now, I was out of the area, but luckily I managed to get back. So I have gone and got my money. Obviously, there's the whole YouTube drama thing. People, you know, it went as best as I could, if I'm being honest with you. Some people might say, oh, well, you're worrying over nothing. But she opened the door, and it was literally, her husband said hi. I said hi. I said hi, I'm here to collect the payment. And she looked absolutely pissed. She was spewing. And as I said, I've seen this. If I say, for me, I don't over egg things, or, you know, big things, or, you know, if someone's a bad customer, they're a bad customer. Not just for me, for anybody else. If she looked pissed off, she looked pissed off. She pressed the money into my hand, said thank you, shut the door. So I suppose that's the best way. For me, it's situation resolved, and that's another reason for wanting to do it. It's put it to bed. If she's clearly, say if she is mega pissed and she's going to have a right go at me, well, she's had her opportunity to do that. So if she sees me around, or sees me in public, or, you know, at another customer's house, and then she decides to, well, that's her problem, but that's her being out of order. She had her opportunity. Part of me would have liked to have just had a word with her, and just to say to her that, look, this isn't personal. This is because, and she knows as well, and this is another thing, she knows about the health problems because she was there the first time it happened, you know, so it's not out of the blue, put it that way. So it does sort of wind me up that she, you know, she still wants me to work for her, even though it makes me poorly. So that's it, guys. But I do want to say thank you. A couple of little thoughts before I go. It's, for me, I felt like, so what I did to sort of look after myself is when I went to pick the money up, I went and, because another commenter says, look, don't go back to a property, just leave it, you know, if she's like that. And that did worry me, actually, because she could say anything. She could say, you know, I've tried to get money off her when I shouldn't have, or, you know, anything she could have said. You know, and so for me, I went with my phone in my pocket, and I used voice memos to record it. I don't like, I've done this before where I've tried to video it and I've put the video in my pocket, but the phone has clicked off, so I've lost everything basically. I had it with that lady, the one I should have walked away with. She come out with some right pearlers of what exactly was wrong and all that sort of stuff, and proper kicking off at me. But I had it on video, but my phone clicked off, so I didn't, and I lost it all. And if she would have went away and said, oh, I was horrible to her, I've got no standing. So now I use voice memos. Okay, you don't get a picture, but at the end of the day, I've got a distinctive voice, and somebody would have to argue a lot to get out of that. So thank you for the comments, guys, and as usual, look after yourself. It's an ever-changing world at the moment. This year has been the worst year for customers like this, bad customers. It's not just me, Reese has been suffering with it lately, and I will do another video on the sort of effects on this. So have a good day, guys, keep on gardening.